ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। गुरुतत्त्वाय नमः। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास महर्षये नमः। ओम श्री वैशंपायन महर्षये नमः। ओम श्री याज्ञवल्क्य महर्षये नमः। ओम श्री आद्य शंकर महर्षये नमः। ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः परमात्मनः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्ति कल्याणार्थं च समस्तसाधकानां भक्तानां साधनाकाले विघ्ननिवारणार्थं च शक्तिदां सम्पदानां साधनानाम् अवाप्त्यर्थं च छान्दोग्य उपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणं। We started the 7th chapter chanting of Chandogya. 3 Anuvakams. We have done 3 khanda. From the 4th khanda, with all the possible devotion, concentration, as our sadhana, we'll try to chant. ॐ अथ चान्दोग्य उपनिषत् शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते। ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ते मयि सन्तो। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः चतुर्थः खण्डः। ॐ संकल्पो वाव मनसः भूयान् यदा वै संकल्पयते अथ मनसि मनसि अथ वाचम् ईरयति तामुनां नीरयति। नाम्नि मन्त्रा एकं भवन्ति मन्त्रेषु कर्माणि तानि हवा एतानि संकल्पैकायनानि संकल्पात्मकानि संकल्पे प्रतिष्ठितानि। समक्लुप्तां द्यावा पृथिवी समकल्पेतां वायुश्चाकाशंश्च समकल्पन्तापश्च तेजश्च तेषागां संक्लृप्त्यै वर्षं संकल्पते वर्षस्य संक्लृप्त्या अन्नगं संकल्पते अन्नस्य संक्लृप्त्यै प्राणाः संकल्पयन्ते प्राणानागं संक्लृप्त्यै मन्त्राः संकल्पन्ते मन्त्राणागं संक्लृप्त्यै कर्माणि संकल्पयन्ते कर्मणागं संक्लृप्त्यै लोकः संकल्पते लोकस्य संक्लृप्त्यै सर्वगं संकल्पते स एष संकल्पः संकल्पमुपास्व इति स यः संकल्पं ब्रह्म इति उपास्ते क्लुप्तान् वै स लोकान् ध्रुवान् ध्रुवः प्रतिष्ठितः अव्यतमानः अभिसिद्ध्यति यावत् संकल्पस्य गतं तत्र अस्य यथा कामचारो भवति यः संकल्पं ब्रह्म इति उपास्ते अस्ति भगवः संकल्पात् भूयः इति संकल्पात् वाव भूयो अस्तीति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीतु इति। अथ पंचमः खण्डः चित्तं वाव संकल्पात् भूयः यदा वै चेतयते अथ संकल्पयते अथ मनसि अथ वाचं ईरयति ताम्नु नाम्नीरयति नाम्नि मन्त्रा एकं भवन्ति मन्त्रेषु कर्माणि तानि हवा एतानि चित्तैकायनानि चित्तात्मानि चित्ते प्रतिष्ठितानि तस्मात् यद्यपि बहुविधचित्तः भवति नायमस्तीति एवम् एनम् आहुर्हृदयं वेद यद्वा अयं विद्वान् न इत्थम् अचित्तः स्यात् इति। अथ यदि अल्पविच्चित्तवान् भवति तस्मा एव उत शुश्रूषन्ते चित्तकं हि एव येषाम् एकायनं चित्तम् आत्मा चित्तं प्रतिष्ठा चित्तम् उपास्व इति स यश्चित्तं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते चित्तान् वै स लोकान् ध्रुवान् ध्रुवः प्रतिष्ठितः अव्यतमानः अभिसिद्ध्यति यावत् चित्तस्य गतं तत्र अस्य यथा कामचारो भवति यश्चित्तं ब्रह्म इति उपास्ते अस्ति भगवः चित्ताद् भूयः इति चित्ताद् भाव भूयः अस्तीति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीतु इति। अथ षष्ठः खण्डः ध्यानं वाव चित्ताद् भूयो ध्यायतीव पृथिवी ध्यायति इव अन्तरिक्षं ध्यायति इव द्यौः ध्यायन्ति वा आपः ध्यायन्ति इव पर्वताः ध्यायन्ति इव देवमनुष्याः तस्माद्यः इह मनुष्याणां महत्तां प्राप्नुवन्ति ध्यानापादागुंशा इव एव ते भवन्ति अत ये अल्पाः कलहिनः पिशुनाः उपवादिनः ते तये प्रभवः ध्यानापादागंशा इव एव ते भवन्ति ध्यानमुपास्वैते सयो ध्यानं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यावत् ध्यानस्य गतं तत्र अस्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो ध्यानं ब्रह्म उपास्ते अस्ति भगवो ध्यानाद् भूय इति ध्यानाद्वाव भूयोऽस्तीति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीतु इति। अथ सप्तमः खण्डः विज्ञानं वाव ध्यानाद् भूयः विज्ञानेन वा ऋग्वेदं विजानाति यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदम् आथर्वणं चतुर्थम् इतिहासपुराणं पञ्चमं वेदानां वेदं पितृकं राशिं दैवं निधिं वाको वाक्यमेकायनं देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यागुं सर्पदेवजनविद्यां दिवं च पृथिवीं च वायुं च आकाशं च आपश्च तेजश्च देवागंश्च मनुष्यागंश्च पशुगंश्च वयागुंसि च तृणवनस्पतीन् स्वापदानि आकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकं धर्मं चाधर्मं च सत्यं चानृतं च साधु च असाधु च हृदयज्ञं चाहृदयज्ञं च अन्नं च रसं च इमं च लोकम् अमुं च विज्ञानेन एव विजानाति विज्ञानमुपास्व इति तयो विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते विज्ञानवतो वैस लोकान् ज्ञानवतोभिः सिद्ध्यति यावद्विज्ञानस्य गतं तत्र अस्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते अस्ति भगवो विज्ञानाद् भूयः इति विज्ञानाद्वाव भूयः अस्तीति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीतु इति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Saluting to Vedavyasa Bhagavan, Vaishampayana Bhagavan, Yajnavalkya Bhagavan, Adya Shankara Bhagavan, and all the Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishis and Munis. Saluting to the Shruti Mata, salutations to the Parabrahma Tattva, and also our own main personal Gurus and Acharyas. By God's Guru's grace and Krupa, we have taken up the study of the Upanishads. One by one, we are trying to see, understand. An idea has come to us that there is a text called as Upanishad. In this, the Brahma Vidya in all its details are given. When we thoroughly, with full interest and devotion study, will be revealed the theoretical aspect, will be told the practical sadhanas, and the practice when it is done. The experience also comes to us. An idea came. This is in the first round. But then more detailed understanding about every aspect comes to us when with that interest, with that desire, with that type of total involvement, when we again and again study every mantra of the every portion of the every Upanishad or the Upanishad chosen by us. In that sequence, we have reached up to the Ishakenakata Prashna Munda Mandokya, now to Taittiriya Upanishad. It is in Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Aranyaka. And in that also, among the three valleys of Shiksha Valli, Brahmananda Valli, Bhrugu Valli. The first Shiksha Valli we try to go through with the help of Sri Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Bhashyam. We have just gone through even the word meaning, both of the main mantra as well as the Bhashya, has not been thoroughly received by us because that is our present state of mind. But never mind, we have done a very good attempt. Again, I said a minute back, when we get more interest, when we prepare our antakarana more perfectly, when we seek the grace of the Rishi Parampara and Bhagwan, with their grace, in our subsequent rounds of study, we will go into the deeper, intricate, required understandings of these Upanishads and Shastras. We will believe in this, that the grace of God and Guru will help us, and with faith we pray to them. And we are so sure that if not today, tomorrow definitely, every mantra and mantra artha is understood by us, we'll be able to do the sadhana and reach out to the goal. There is no doubt. Now, in this second Valli, after done the Prastha Prathama, second Brahmananda Valli, the two Shanti mantras are seen. One was the Shanno Mitraha, again, which was done in the first one, wherein the Mitra, Varuna, Aryama, then Indra, Brahaspati, then Urukrama, Vishnu, all of them are prayed to. Most importantly, the Pratyaksha Brahma Rupa Vayu Bhagavan was prayed. So that their anugraha is there on us, because of which the sukhata will be with us. The safety, security, comfort, easiness in our study of Shastra. So the three words used by Bhagavan Adi Shankara was Vidya Shravana, Vidya Dharana, Vidya Vayoga Samaye, Upasarga Nirmulana Artham. Then we have continuously in that mantra prayed to the Pratyaksha Daivam Vayu. We told you are Pratyaksha Daivam, you are the Rutam, you are Satyam. That is how we speak to you, because Rutam Satyam are in your Adhina. See to it that the Rutam Satyam happens through us. So too, the most beautiful thing, ask to the Pratyaksha Brahma, the Vayu is what? Mam Avatu. Protect me. How? Vidya, Vidya Samyojanena. By tuning us to Vidya, me, please protect me. So too, Avatu Vaktaram, protect my Guru or Acharya also. How? By Vidya Prachara Samarthya Pradhanena. Vaktrusva Samarthya Pradhanena. So that's how, that was the again Shanti Mantra before the second, and the Brahmananda Valli is given. Thereafter, we have seen the second Shanti Mantra, how beautiful the meaning is. Therefore, how important is that mantra to be chanted every day with total committed heart, so that Om, our Ishtadevata, blesses us for the success of this great endeavor of study of the Upanishad by tuning each of the speaker and the spoken to mutual to themselves individually, mutually also, as well as to the study, also to the subject matter. How beautifully they can get tuned till the thing is reached or the achieved. So this second mantra, Om Saha Nau Avatu, Saha Nau Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Every of the meanings exhaustively we saw. Then we said Tejasvi now adhitam astu. So now adhitam Tejasvi astu. Su adhitam astu. Artha jnana yogyam bhavatu. Yesterday we have exhaustively studied that. Then the last one we have given sufficient importance ki till the Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya happens, we should never have any of the obstacle hindering this Brahma Vidya transferring from the Guru to disciple. The so many obstructions come. All of them are at one level or the other can be given up or conquered. But one is the biggest obstacle. If it is allowed, the total this program itself gets disturbed. And that one unpositive thing is the vidvesha, the loss of faith or trust between guru and disciple. Therefore, ma vidvishavahaihi. That was so powerfully we have exhaustively discussed. In that we said maybe not have vidvesha to anything or being in the world, especially here toward the guru or shishya. Because once that happens, then we start only seeing negative, not positive, and we will never be able to tune to give. The guru cannot give if he hates the disciple also cannot receive. So, ma vidvishavahehi, the direct meaning is mutually may we not have that most difficult obstruction called as vidvesha. Now, the extension of that is what? Ma vidvishavahehi, may we both should not hate the satsanga. Because after listening for few months or years, same speaker talking on same Upanishad, then there becomes a boredom. There comes a boredom, and then we start disliking. Then slowly we give all reasons to the Swami or Acharya and start disappearing from the class. We have to see to it that till Paramatma is achieved, we should never give up class. Therefore, may I not have disliking or vidvesha or disinterestedness or boring in about the class. That is the meaning of ma vidveshavahehi. Secondly, ma vidveshavahehi means may not have vidvesha towards the vishaya, the Brahma Vidya Vishaya. Why? Because how much our Guru is teaching and I am listening, still it is not easily entering into me. It is not clicking only, not even up to the surface level the jnanam has reached. Therefore, not any change in me. I am continuing to live like the earlier Vyakti of samsara with all the vritti tadatmya and all the ragadvesha kama krodha, then the papa punya and sukha dukkha. If this vidya is not that way helping me, what is the use of it? So there may be a chance for the disinterestedness coming for even the subject matter called a vidya. Therefore, Mahavidvishavahihi will let both Guru and disciple. Guru will not have because he is reveling in that experience of the self. So may I not have the Vidvesha for the class, may I have not the Vidvesha for the Brahma Vidya as per se, as such, and may I not have the Vidvesha for the Brahma Vidya giving Upanishad because I am not able to chant it, nor I am able to remember the mantras, nor even the literal meaning is remembered, never the bhashya is remembered or understood. Therefore, ब्रह्म विद्या का हमें डिसइंटरेस्ट हो सकता है, ब्रह्म विद्या देने वाला शास्त्र उपनिषद पे भी विद्वेष हो सकता है. Ma vidvishavaihi. Now extend it, then when I am not interested in Guru, nor in the Upanishad, nor in the Brahma Vidya, why will I be interested in the ashrama? Therefore, I will do the vidvesha of staying in the ashram. I don't like to be no anymore there. This is how slowly, when the devotion and surrender to Guru God is not complete, the Maya enters and takes away this otherwise genuine, sincere, promising sadhaka away from this great grand pursuit. So by asking the Lord, Om Lord, O Ishtadevata, Ma Vidvishavahi, we are requesting to bless us to avoid all these problems. Now once we do the Vidvesha of all this spirituality, then we do the raga or attachment to the worldliness, then we go back into the same samsara of karma phala and janma and marana, all these things. Okay. Now, when this way we are living in samsara, it is more effort and lesser sukha. And to get more sukha, something wrong done. When something wrong done, we are caught. When we are caught, we are punished. When we are punished or humiliated, it is so painful that we even hate to live also. That final vidvesha is with our own life. Is it not? How many people are committing suicide? क्योंकि उनको अपनी जिंदगी से नफरत हो गया. And all of us are at this level of vidvesha, with our own life dissatisfied because it is not giving us substantial. And as we said in this vidvesha explanation, from the Guru, the vidvesha slowly up to the level, we have to reverse the thing. When we are not satisfied with our life, because of more dukkha and humiliations and disappointments, etc. There, instead of committing suicide, the other extreme step, we have to reverse it this side. What is to be done? Let us love our life by changing it from the adharma and kamana to the dharma and being satisfied with what is given to us by our dharma. Then slowly let us love. I am replacing the word vidvesha with the love now. So लाइफ के साथ विद्वेष हुआ क्योंकि दुख मिल रहा था. दुख का कारण पाप अधर्म है. So leaving the adharma and papa, taking up dharma and punya, start loving life. When we love our life, the life has to be more and more beautiful because whomever we love, we see to it that it is beautiful. Just like whatever is beautiful, we love it. So how the life has to be made beautiful? Slowly, from these worldly things, maintaining that also lovingly and beautifully, come to more lovable and beautiful thing called as spirituality. So, in that spirituality, again, the reverse all the sequences which we said. So, first Vidvesha with the Guru, thereafter Vidvesha with the subject matter, the Brahma Vidya, then Vidvesha with the Upanishadu, then the Vidvesha with even staying in the some ashrama or even studying. Then now reverse karo now. Start loving the visit to such holy places. Then start loving the spiritual practices. With each of them, the life starts becoming more and more enjoyable, lovely, and beautiful. One can feel it if one is little conscious, having really practiced this. When one becomes conscious, like every day when I come to the class, how much we have studied, understood or not, it's okay, though important, but at the end of the class every day, if you are conscious, there is definitely a very subtle contentment and ananda or trupti that we could spend 1 hour in trying to understand Paramatma through Shastra. This is any day a noble joy, any day noble happiness. Therefore, spiritual practices we have to start loving. In at also the study we should start loving. All practices can be done without the involvement of intellect and its knowledge or study by the loving of the mind, by the advice of somebody else, etc. But never ever when we continue doing sadhana at the mind level, it is really labeled as sadhana. The real sadhana starts only when we start involving with the buddhi while gaining the knowledge of what we have to do to achieve what. That is why in Adhyatmika sadhanas, the Jnana Prapti sadhana is most important. We have to gain. And among all those gainings, the Upanishad Jnana is most highest. Therefore, start loving the study of Upanishads. Then come to the next level, start loving the theme of Upanishad called as Brahma Vidya. Then that Brahma Vidya is given in the Satsanga. Therefore, start loving your Satsanga to such an extent that मर जाएंगे लेकिन क्लास नहीं छोड़ेंगे. In that class, again, when I love myself, when I love the discussion, when I love or respect my Guru, and all of that I do with conscious, continuous thought, tuned to Paramatma, Sarva Vyapaka, Jagadishvara, Ishvara, with devotion. Oh Lord, keep intact all these positivities. May none of these most important things required for the Brahma Vidya and Moksha be disturbed. My devotion and prayer to you, my devotion and surrender and what do you say, the obedience to my Guru, my confidence in me, my regularity of my classes, my love for the Brahma Vidya, my love for the Upanishad, my life for listening and studying and contemplating should always be kept intact. Not even a little of disliking, which leads to all insincerities and irregularities. And when that seems in me, I will go away from this divine spiritual path, enter back into the same earlier samsara. May none of these happen even once. This should be the highest prayer all the time to be maintained in the heart while doing our own due efforts of using the intellect, thinking, and understanding what decisions I am taking, what actions I am doing, they are right or wrong, especially regarding our spiritual classes, spiritual studies, spiritual understandings, spiritual convictions of sadhanas, initiating those sadhanas, doing them consistently in spite of all the obstructions. All these regard in this regard of all these things, we have to be very conscious with our intellect and being clear in our understanding while putting our own due efforts. Other side, we seek the blessing of the Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva, as well as Ishvara Paramatma. All that is can be brought out and understood in this one word, Ma Vidvishavahaihi. So, because the negatives are worse than not having the positive, therefore, Not having the negative is more important in life than having positive, because 100 positive are covered and eliminated by one negative. And the worst of all negativities is vidvesha. Therefore, specifically, Shruti Mata used the word of vidvesha only to say that from the vidvesha all negativities come. Therefore, if the vidvesha is removed, negativities go away. So, too, because of vidvesha only, all the positivities are covered. Therefore, if this vidvesha is not there, the positivities never get covered, they surface and they become useful. So, to convey so much of data or matter, the Shruti Mata used one word, leaving the rest of the thinking to us, rest of the understanding to us. That if the Vidvesha of any sort for anything, anybody, especially the Adhyatmikata and the Guru are there, how it leads to our own downfall. So too, instead of Vidvesha, when there is very healthy, intellectually convinced respect and reverence is there deeply in the heart. That respect and reverence deep in the heart, how it expresses us as our commitments, our sincerities, our hard work, our abilities to sacrifice, thereby giving us chance to unfold. Ma vidvishavahaihi looks to be a simple word. May we, the Guru and disciple, do not have any disliking or ill feeling. Not only that much, but so much of the data or the analysis or understanding is there inside it. More so, such non-positive qualities of any of them, especially with Dvesha, little bit when it comes up. If we are not guarding in the very initial level to nip it at the bud level, slowly when it grows to a big gigantic level, other than leaving the Guru and the Satsanga, you can't do anything. When we say about these 4 5 sheshams, to that we can add this was also. What are the 4 5 seshams we should not live? Shesha means reminiscences. Like they say, roga shesham. Little of the disease, if you leave thinking that it is over, the moment the immunity is lost, those bacteria, virus will attack, they get developed, then again the relapse of the disease happens. Therefore, the roga shesham should not be there. So too the shatru shesham should not be there. Because even little of the Shatru is left away, that fellow will gather others and then dekhte become powerful to defeat, destroy us. Therefore, the Roga Shesham should not be there, the Shatru Shesham should not be there. Third, they say the Runa Shesham should not be there. पूरा चुकता कर दिया loan, but thoda hai. You are not aware. Dekhte through various interests, it so grows so much that you can't even again pay. So Runa Shesham should not be there. So to the fourth one they say Agni Shesham. At night time, totally the fire has to be quenched, quietened, ensured. Inadvertently, little of the fire also left behind, then it will gather with the winds that development and then it catches somewhere near because Agni Dev हमेशा घूमते रहते हैं देखते हैं किसको खाऊं and anything he finds he goes on consuming the whole thing gets burnt. So the Agni Shesham, Runa Shesham, Shatru Shesham, Roga Shesham should not be. In the same way, we can add Dvesha Shesham should not be there. Little of the Dvesha, even to anything and being of the world for any reason, if it is there, it is enough to substantiate our avidya, our ajnana, our moha, our variety of durguna, followed by acting according to those durguna, amounting it to be the papa or adharma, leading to all destruction in our life. Forget about spiritual construction. Knowing this in the mind, nowhere even little dvesha. When even to a bittermost enemy or the person of our destroying us, we should not have the hatred. If that is what is the order of Shruti or the need of understanding, how much we have to be careful regarding our hatred towards our Adhyatmika Jivanam, which includes the Guru, the Shastra, the regular satsang and all. How much we have to guard ourselves, not allowing any disinterest, not allowing any little disliking, not allowing even little boredom feeling or even hatred. If they come, slowly they occupy our heart. Then we are anyway intelligent in our intellect to justify all our stupidity. Then slowly we'll start justifying. Dekhte dekhte, we go away from the most beautiful relation with our satsanga, with our shastra, with our Brahma Tattva, with our Acharya or teacher, with our own spiritual life. That is why this prayer is kept at the end because it's so important by the Shruti Mata. Like otherwise, पहले ये होना चाहिए कि नहीं माँ विद्विषावहैः सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनोऽवधीतमस्तु पहले ये होना चाहिए actually. First, we should not hate. Then we come together. Then may we both be protected. Then may we both enjoy our togetherness. Maybe enjoy or learn from our knowledge or study. Then that knowledge should help us in growing. Is it not? Let us not hate each other. May we both be blessed together. May we enjoy being together. May we work hard together. Then Tejasno Aditamastu should be the last prayer. Not Mavidvishavahay. Sequentially, if we see the importance. Pehle doubts and hatreds are there, because of which we never go. Is it not? Like some people I see in my life. Throughout life we loved them. Yet we don't never understand why they don't like or they come and they listen. समझ ही नहीं आता. So a time may come where they understand the pure love or the concern somewhere so that they get tuned and learn. So first vidvesh nahi hona, then sahana avavatu hona, then sahana bhunaktu. Is it not? First drop the hatred, then come together and be protected by the Lord's grace mutually. Thereafter, sahana bhunaktu, start liking each one's company, then start working together on a common project. Samviryam karavavahai. Later on, that common project is the jnanam only. Therefore, adhitam, and the adhitam should make both tejasvi. Then the life should be shanti, shanti, shanti. But that's not said here. What is said is ma vidvishavahi at the end. Because with that we have to begin, with that we have to conclude. Very, very dangerous is this, the negative quality of the mana called vidvesha. Take today we will see in our Patanjali Yoga Darshanam how when our chitta is predominant or overpowered by the tamo guna, these type of durgunas come, which are very destructive, not only spiritually, but even in our Vyavaharika Jivanam. All said and done, select and delete forcefully, vehemently, strongly, unambiguously, undoubtedly the non positive, destructive quality called as hatred, disliking, especially for our Guru or Shishya or our own aspects of spirituality. Your own puja room, your own japamala, your own asana, your own really doing puja. कभी कभी जब फल नहीं आता, then we get disturbed कि I'm not getting the result, it's a useless upasana, I will not do. Please remember these serving to parents, serving the society, doing the upasanas, studying the Vedanta, they all have very strong adrushta phalas, very subtle adrushta phala. Don't see their phala in the form of a gross outer objects. Not even see them at in the level of mind as the what you call the sukha and shanti in the mana. They are also very gross results. The subtle results of all this is purification of heart, qualification for spirituality, then guidance from Guru and the Jnanam and Moksha. And that is not seen easily. And that slowly will come. We just started our sadhana seva now only. In this life we have brought our own prarabdha. So because of this hurry-burriness also, we get frustrated in serving our parents and say, how long I should serve? We get frustrated in serving the world also. How long? They're like a black hole only, taking my service, never thanking or reciprocating. So too, when we come to the spirituality of doing japa, puja, upasana, the result quickly is not seen, is not shown by God. Because without that purity, जब का तब हम result दे देते हैं ना, तो फिर उसका हम खर्च भी करते हैं, वी बिकम एरोगेंट. Therefore, Bhagavan, after seeing that we are sufficiently freed from our ego and all, with our surrender to God, then He shows the result in the knowledge of which we know that sadhana is done by His grace and the result is given by Him. With the achievement, we become humble, not arrogant. Only when we are told about our achievements, instead of becoming arrogant, when we become humble and more inspired to do sadhana, when that level of heart we develop, that time only the God or Guru will give the result of our sadhana and reveal also to us that result, which is very subtle thought. I hope you caught it. Right now, if whatever sadhana we are doing, if it is the result is shown, we become arrogant. With arrogance, then we take things for granted. Only after long time of sadhana, little glimpses are given. Then when we understand it that it is because of God's grace, after that, every sadhana is His grace, every siddhi is His grace. Into that mood, undoubtedly, completely when we enter, then Bhagavan showers grace more and more, where abilities increase, talents will increase, buddhi becomes sattva guna, planning is done well, clarity of the sadhana is there. Sadhana is done also without inner or outer obstacles. Even the results also are seen. Till that time, we have to go on doing. All this I am saying that we get vidvesha towards our parents and seva, towards the society and the seva, to the Lord and the seva to the Lord, to the seva to the Guru also. It gets bored one day. Even our classes, Upanishads also, they gave a chance of giving us boredom after a few years. Then we leave the class, Guru, Acharya, everything. Then we go in search of somewhere. That is the biggest obstacle. That is the biggest challenge. That is where the clash between the pure heart as well as the arrogance or the ego. If you make the ego win, then you go away, never to come back. You may physically come, but your heart will not be here. But we have allowed the heart to dominate and suppress the ego, not allowed the ego to, what do you say, dominate or become overpowering, then you have won that game. And such big obstacles come very rarely in life, but in once if we are defeated in that game, that whole life is over. Like if I have got the disturbance or distance or doubt from my guru, this life is over. Again, I cannot come back to the same normal love or devotion unless the gurus, we have Shraddha in the guru. Again, reinstate it. Again, little bit in our hands from the guru side, there will never be any problem or doubt. Clear? So, Ma Vidvishavahaihi is such a great, grand, glorious prayer as well as pratigna as well as the prayatnam. Come what may, my Guru, my Satsanga, my Shastra, my Upanishad, my Brahma Vidya, my Adhyatmika Sadhana, my Adhyatmika Jivana, my Dharmika Jivana, my Jivana in general. I will love it only. I will not hate. इस तरह का हमें अपने अंदर के व्यक्तित्व को निरंतर बनाए रखना, बनाते जाना है, बनाए रखना है. फिर उसका प्रैक्टिस करते हुए उसका लाभ उठाते जाना. That's the meaning of Ma Vidvishavahehi. Now the last one is what? Om Shantihi 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 iti trihi vachanam ukta artham. So the three types of Shanti are prayed to the Om Ishta Devata only. See that the peace prevails. The peace prevails. The peace prevails. The disturbance should never come. Either because of the Adhyatmika tapa, that the Antakarana is always in Rajo and Tamo bhumikas or Kshipta Moda Vikshipta, or the Sharira is not well, or the Pranamaya Kosha is not well. So these are all the Adhyatmika tapa which will never allow us to be consistent, inspired in our spiritual pursuit. Even one of these personality layers are is disturbed, the effectiveness in sadhana goes away. Like when I am sitting for my japa, If there is ghutne ka dard, sar mein dard, pet ka dard, any imbalance of the body's health is there, can I effectively do that japa sadhana? Is it not? Over hungry also I cannot do. Stomach heavy also I cannot do, because total attraction, all the attention of the mind will be only on the deha. Same way, when my mind is filled with raga, dvesha, and kama, krodha, therefore the dukkha and shoka, disappointments, these are all the adhyatmika tapa of the mana. Can I do again the japa? You can't. So too when the buddhi is diluted at that day, what japa I am doing, what for I am doing, what is to be done in this, where the cares have to be taken, what is the purpose of it. If this awareness is not there of the buddhi, then the japa is done so mechanically, without remembering even the purpose even once. Remember, no sadhana should be done without the clarity of purpose every time. So too the process, the system, the steps involved. So knowing all the process and steps involved and the purpose kept intact, every sadhana we have to do. Even life may, why I am eating food. I must very clear of purpose, why I am eating food and what are the steps involved. It's a habit. So if the buddhi is very alert at the highest sattvika level, these are done. इफ नॉट हो गया जब आधा घंटा, बट क्यों किया, किया कि नहीं ठीक तरह, उसको हम फिर अंदाजा भी नहीं लगाते. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स डिड वी आफ्टर आर वाइल गेटिंग अप फ्रॉम द जपा लुक्ड बैक एंड सा कि लास्ट 30 मिनट सैट फॉर जपा, हाउ परफेक्टली, हाउ इफेक्टिवली, हाउ सिस्टमैटिकली, हाउ विलिंगली, हाउ लविंगली आई हैव डन इट. हम उसका पूरा कभी वो जायजा लेते ही नहीं. वी डोंट लुक बैक एंड टेक स्टॉक ऑफ द थिंग्स और मेक एन अकाउंट ऑफ इट कि डिड आई डू इट और नॉट. These are all the absence of the intellect. That's called Adhyatmika Tapa at the intellectual level. Mind level is attachments, then disappointments, then raga, dvesha. These are all Bhayankara Adhyatmika Tapa, Mana level. Prana level is what? Tiredness, sleepiness, energylessness, heaviness. These are all the Prana level Tapa. Sharira level Tapa, we know all the rogas. These are all called Adhyatmika Tapa. That should be Shanta. And remember, whenever we are praying to the Lord for anything, there is something for us also do from our side to do. We do it, then only we have the right to pray to Him. Only then the Lord will bless. That's why we said Pratigna Prayatnam, then only Prarthana. So I have to see to it that my body is no more, is not an obstruction for my sadhana. So too, my mind is made cooperative, not opposing to my sadhana. So too, my prana shakti is maintained. So too, my buddhi is made sharp through regular study and kept intact with the goal always remembered. Same way, even if I do, because of prarabdha, because of so many other things, I may not be able to achieve it or maintain it. Therefore, God's grace. Therefore, we pray to Him. Shanti. मैंने कोशिश किया शांति के लिए आध्यात्मिक, जितना हो सका हुआ, लेकिन काफी नहीं है, और भी शांति चाहिए. हे भगवान, यू ब्लेस. एंड ही सीज दैट वी हैव डन आवर ड्यू. Then whatever prarabdha is there, some adjustment he does. At least at the time of the sadhana or dhyanam, he will see to it that the prarabdha doesn't disturb us or the adhyatma tapa doesn't disturb us. That 1 hour we are able to sit for sadhana effectively and get the joy of doing it and result which inspires us further for more and more sadhana. In the same way, Adi Bhautika Tapa. Most of the tapa coming from the Adi Bhuta, called as the people around us, self created because of our not fulfilling our responsibility or demanding too much from them or feeling the authority, thereby claiming from them that are this discipline or all that. These create the Adi Bhautika Dukkha. So this we have to avoid from our side. How we respect or love all, we do our duty toward them and we accept with them what they are, whatever they are. This way, when we do from the bhuta prapancha, from other beings around, that tapa will not come. Our mistakes are not done though. But still, from that person's nature, because the powerful prarabdha, the bhautika tapa can come. So there again the prayer works. When we say to the Om Bhagavan, the Ishtadevata, that the Adi Bhautika Tapa may not come because I tried my best, but something is beyond my control. Then again Ishvara says, yeah, he has done his best, still he is not achieving, so he needs my help. Let me help. Adi Bhautika Tapas of variety sounds or people disturbing us, they all go away. So to the Adi Daivika Tapa of any of the troubles coming from the unknown sources or any of the natural calamities. Such of the things also, those things we can't do anything except prayer to God. He only sees that we are put in such a place where such Adidevika Dukkhas doesn't come to disturb our sadhana. Clear? These are the three Shanti. Uktartham. What he said as Uktartham, Arthamuktam, the meaning was already told to you in the beginning, but we took 5 minutes to recapitulate the meaning of these three Shantis once for all. The three type of the tapa, bhautadi, bhautika, adhyavika, adhyatmika. Tapa means difficulties, scorchings, disturbances. They should not be there. Another way we can see them are what? While doing sadhana, not only there should be a tapa, but there should be cooperation. Imagine that day when the body is so healthy and energetic and light. How beautiful would be every sadhana. Whole day is enjoyed only, fully. So to the mana, calm, quiet, loving, peaceful. That day is Swarga. Anything you do, including sadhana, is so beautiful. So in that way, by asking Shanti, not only we are asking to remove the tapa, but empower with such positivity that we are living life full of inspiration that day, both the outer life as well as spiritual sadhana. So that's the one meaning of Trividaha Shanti. Second thing is what? That same Shanti three times, just like the Sahanavatu mantra, just like the Shannomitra mantra said second time. All of them are aimed at what? According to Bhagavan Shankara's Bhashyam, I tell you, which is so crucial, very sublime. The idea is what? The coming out of laziness itself is so difficult. Doing the duties is much more difficult. Taking our time and mind for the upasana, which was taught so far in the 12 Anuvakas of first Valli, is difficult. Much, much more difficult than all of that is the pursuit of Brahma Vidya in theory as well as in practice. And unless all obstacles are eliminated, unless all empowerments are done by our efforts, more than that, by the grace of God, this such a difficult most task called as the Brahma Vidya Prapti, theoretical and practical, never becomes successful. That is why here Bhagavan Shankara, if you observe, when he commented on second Shanno Mitraha, what did he say? This mantra, in the beginning only he said, ki earlier Shanno Mitra was to remove the upasargas for doing the upasanas, which are taught in the 11 Anuvakas. And this Shanno Mitra mantra is for the Vakshamana Brahma Vidya Prapti Upasarga Nivaranartham. Is it not? The Shannomitra ityadi are done. Second Shannomitra for आगे ब्रह्म विद्या परसु जो होगा second valli में, any upasarga obstacles come to remove it. He said like that, second Shannomitra commentary. When he started giving commentary for Sahanavatu, in that also, why this Sahanavatu mantra taken up in the beginning of second valli? The purpose of that also for the removal of the Vigna or the Upasarga when we have to do the study of the Brahma Vidya. दो बार उन्होंने कहा दोनों शांति मंत्र is for the removal of the upasargas en route our Brahma Vidya pursuit. Why? Because that is so subtle, so sublime, so much of tremendous attention, energy, ability, concentration are required. Along with the readiness to sacrifice outer comforts, readiness to go through all the outer difficulties. अरे बाप रे करने के समय every moment there is a upasarga. It's like climbing a huge hillock or mountain. At every moment there is chance of slipping, chance of falling down. क्या नहीं होता हो गहरा समुद्र में अगर तैरना है तो how difficult it is. The water itself of the ocean is salty. Salty water never allows you to swim easily. That's why it is easy to swim in the river than in the ocean because of the heaviness of the water because of salt. From that onwards problem, the big waves and tides and waves in ocean are more powerful because ocean is bigger. then that have rain, that the river. So too, even the whirlwinds or whirlpools that come are more powerful, and it is so huge, you get drowned. And in the ocean, it's not like in the river, small earthworms are there, the poisonous snakes are there. In that, the whales and seals whose size is of 100 meters are there. So how tough and difficult to swim through that ocean. In the same way, more tough and difficult is to swim through the ocean of Brahma Vidya pursuit. In fact, in the Brahma Vidya pursuit, all in all efforts we have to put exclusively only for this. And yet, that effort of ours put exclusively is only 2-3%. Remaining is again only the grace of the Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva, and Guru Deva, and our own Guru or Acharya, as well as the Bhagavan, both in removing the upasargas, in giving all the empowerments, and making us do the sadhana consistently till the goal is reached. That is why, even in the second Shanti mantra of Sahanavat also, the purpose told was Vidya Prapti Upasarga Shamanartha. Now, toward the end, when the three Shantis were spoken, Uktartham, he said, three Shantis, why they are said? Already we gave the commentary in the beginning that to remove all the Devika, Adivautika, Adevika, these tapas. Not only that, again, third time is adding these Shantis again meant for removal of the Upasarga when we are doing Brahma Vidya. मतलब क्या है? तीन तीन बार भगवान शंकर कह रहे हैं कि we need the blessings of the Ishtadeva and the Guru and all for pursuing Brahma Vidya without difficulty. Otherwise, क्या था ना, the most genuine sincere sadhaka also, having studied Brahma Vidya, instead of taking it single pointedly doing sadhana, ये such a terrible negative thought comes in his mind कि मैं अभी योग वेदांत पढ़ लिया, अभी मैं योग पढ़ूंगा या और गुरु के यहाँ जाऊंगा. This Mahamaya comes and takes us from away from the Maha Brahma Vidya moksha to somewhere else. Unlike like when we are taking Yoga Sutras with such a clarity, only to help our Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya of the Upanishads, because at this level our chitta is not so controlled. We are by all means and every means and no means are getting carried away by the yoga, where when we start practicing it actually, such achievements of the siddhis etc. come that we get lost only in that world, forgetting Brahma Vidya. Mahamaya है उसमें, हम तो उसमें नहीं फंसने वाले, but if somebody is not careful, he will be lost. That upasarga also will come. We have to be very careful every moment. So therefore, the third means or the helper Shankara Bhagavan makes us to take, he also takes is Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. To the end of the Sahanavata mantra, these three types of Shanti also chanted only for that purpose. He says, Vakshyamana Vidya Vighna Prashamanartha cha Yam Shantihi. Third time he is saying, this Shanti is for removing the Vighna. Vakshamana Vidya Vighna. Vakshamana Vidya, the Vidya which is being taught subsequently, very soon. Which Vidya? Tattva Vidya only, Atma Vidya only, Brahma Vidya only, Brahmatmaika Vidya only, Moksha Vidya only. Vighna. And how many Vignas are possible? We have seen already last half an hour we are saying Prashamanartha, for the Prashamana of that Vigna. That means what? There is a God who is capable of blessing us. There is a way called as prayers to tune to Him. When these prayers are extended, there is a chance for His blessings. And powerful are the blessings or grace of Bhagavan that the Vigna Prashamana happens. So, therefore, neither we take it for granted without prayers that I will do the sadhana, who will be there to stop me? Nor we should get demoralized whenever the vignas come. Instead of that, extend the prayers, wait for the blessings, and they will definitely come in removing the vigna. Then again, our journey. Like in the when you travel in the mountainous path or in the hills and mountains, Himalayan range. In rainy season, landslides, you are moving smoothly but landslide. Then you just wait there till the government send that bulldozers. They come and doze it up, then again you move. अगर आगे आके फिर से होता है. In the same way, the government called as the Lord will do what he has to do to remove the Vigna. When we are sincere in our sadhana spirituality as well as prayers, that the Vigna can be removed only by the God. उस श्रद्धा से भक्ति से युक्त प्रार्थना जब हम करते हैं जिसके पीछे निर्विघ्नता से हमारा योग सिद्धि आत्मानुभव आना है, ऐसा संकल्प से, then कृपा comes. If this is not so important and if it is not so practical, important is removal of the vigna by the grace of the Lord. Practical is invoking the grace to pray through the prayers. If this is not so important, Bhagavan Shankara, who is the Advaita Pravakta, should have not spoken it 3 times. Just like a doctor, if he is warning us so much to avoid that thing to get out of the disease, unless he is very thorough about it, he will not tell again and again, भाई वो वाला चीज मत खाना, ये जरूर खाना, नहीं तो बीमारी बढ़ेगा कमेगा नहीं. Unless the doctor is so pakka, why will he tell? Don't do this, don't do that, or do this, do that. So too, if Bhagavan Shankara says three times that Shanno Mitra mantra is also for Vidya Vigna Prasamanartham. Shanavatu mantra also Vidya Praptame Upasthita Vigna Upasarganam Prasamanartham. So too Shanavatu, sorry, Shanti 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 also for the Vakshmana Vidya Vigna Prasamanartham. How much he is kind towards us, concern towards us, expressed through the guidance to us. Oh, my dear friends, good you have done personally, but you understand zero of that you understood or remembered. Now you are going to do more tougher subject than called as Brahma Vidya. At least now, four times you pray to your Ishtadevata or Hiranyagarbha or Omkara to bless you with such ability capacity inside as well as bless in such a way that the upasargas go away. What should be your and our practical upasargas to be removed, therefore, through these 3 chantings of Shanno Mitra, Shanavatu, and Shanti Shanti, before we take up our Sambandha Bhashya as well as the first mantra? First and foremost is what? Let our regularities not broken. It is an upasarga because 2 days we don't come, the disconnection ho jata hai. Not only with the subject, disconnection with the guru, with the way of speaking, listening. Somewhere else you go, something you do. Then that whole hodgepodgeness. I tell you, those who are coming regularly, you are doing such a great job of all the yoga sadhanas of quietening the chitta vrittis by trying to be regular and tuned. This is the highest sadhana that was being done. For any of the reason, if that discontinuation happens, you have spoiled your entire mind. I'm telling you out of just love and concern. Otherwise, get lost wherever you go. How does it matter to me? Is it not? The first upasarga for us is irregularity of the class. May it not happen. I am telling it is to myself. You don't want to pray and you don't want to be irregular. It is your karma. What can I do? In the same way, the next upasarga is what? All the, what do you say, toward the subject or toward the knowledge, not having the full value, love and respect. I thought I'm praying every day. My respect, value, love, reverence for the Brahma Vidya should be growing day by day only. It should not get reduced. Because when the knowledge is at the intellectual level, that also whether it's clear or not, it gives such a feeling that that knowledge is not so great. Then we go for something. Till the anubhuti of moksha comes, our respect, reverence to our Brahma Vidya and the Upanishad Shastra should be kept intact. Otherwise, that is a second upasarga. So the regularity, then the respect and reverence, then only is born the third one, the sincerity. Wherein we are very sincere while coming, very sincere as long as we are listening, we are very sincere even of the class, always to only keep the mind in the Upanishad Vedya Brahma Vastu Chintanam, which we are learning from the Upanishad study guided by Shankara Bhagavan's Bhashyam. For us, these are the upasargas, not to be there. Therefore, we have to say Om Shanti 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 along with Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika, Tapa should never be there. Clear? So, Vakshamana Vidya Vigna Upashamanartha Yam Shantihi Patyate. Now, the next two lines make it complete, and that is such an important sentence. Bhagavan Shankara says, what he says is, he Avighnena hi Atma Vidya Prapti Ashasyate. When every of the possible obstacles, disturbances are removed, be attentive, then only Atma Vidya Prapti is expected to happen. Even with little of the Vigna, the Atma Vidya Prapti is delayed or hindered till that Vigna goes away. Therefore, Avignena hi Atma Vidya Prapti Ashasyate. Now, again, is very consciously to be studied sentence. So, slightest of the disturbance also in the water creates the ripples and waves. In the same way, little of the vigna of any sort also won't allow us to have the vidya prapti, just like the flame of lamp. Little of the wind comes, it gets blown off. No, here Bhagwan's point is what? He is kind and concerned to bless us and asking us to do the prayer. बेटा ऐसा जीवन जियो, ऐसे प्रार्थना करो कि बिना थोड़ा भी विघ्न का तुम्हारा आत्मविद्या प्राप्ति सफल हो जाए. He is blessing us. He is concerned for us about this thing. For that he is asking us. Beta Atmavidya will not come when there is even lot smallest of the Vigna. At the highest level, the Vigna of the Atmavidya Prapti is what? Even after all study intellectual conviction, till a moment before the experience also, there is a biggest danger of the biggest Vigna called as doubt. I tell you, this you will not understand now. When you are growing in your study and sadhana, with much before experiencing the self, when you are seeing that nothing is happening, that time I tell you, you will get such doubts about the Paramatma Tattva only, about Anubhuti only, about the Moksha only. That is why the Upanishad shouts at its own pitch in the second Brahmananda Valli toward the end, Asti Tyeva Upalabdhavya. Same in Gita, Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam. Yo Shraddha Sayeva Saha. Everywhere, the doubt is the dangerous enemy which can take away us even from the last point of reaching the goal. बहुत खतरनाक होता है वो. Anybody can induce that doubt, or somebody you have heard a few years back about that thing and you thought that you have forgotten it, but at that most important time that thing affects or works or functions in the form of creating the doubt and we come back. आज का नहीं होता. Like suddenly people dislike us. It's not आज का. One few years back you heard from somebody and that was there in your heart. And then you do not eliminate with conscious effort that one. Therefore it remained in today, it shows the result. So to the love to someone doesn't happen just like you had a thought long back, somebody told is a good person. Then when in its maturity, the time comes, then suddenly you have that liking or love for that person. In the same way, the doubt. When the doubt comes, every building collapses. Remember, entire spiritual building till the experience comes stands only on the support of Shraddha. Shraddha broken, building before it is constructed completely and given for the owner, it gets broken. Therefore, that is also Upasarga. So, none of these Upasarga should come to us or Vignas. Therefore, Avignena hi Atma Vidya Prapti Ashasyate. The Atma Vidya is the subject matter which is going to be taught. Therefore, by using this word Atma Vidya Prapti, already what is going to be taught, the subject is introduced here. And he says that there not be vigna between you, your guru, or your discussion or study while getting this Brahma Vidya Prapti. Now, by the way, why this Atma Vidya and Brahma Vidya? Because I told you, no. After all these things, here's a question. Did you see in that Purva Pakshi's questions to Vedanti or Siddhanti, and he was explaining about the ज्ञान कर्म समुच्चयवाद खंडनम. आखिर में भी वो छोड़ता ही नहीं वो. In the same way, with so much of effort done, Still, we may be in some tamoguna of the intellect. We may forget the purpose or goal, or we may give up or lose the importance or value of that goal. Therefore, a doubt will come. ठीक है आप तो कह रहे हो आत्मविद्या विना विघ्न का ही होता है. Therefore, for the Vignopasamanam, we have to do our effort and pray to Om Lord or Ishta Devata through the mantra Shanti Shanti or Sahanavatu or Sharno Mitra. Understood. But why this Atmavidya? Is it not? It's a so important thing. Why the Atmavidya? And this question, it is said in one line here. And while commenting on the first mantra, the clarity, the beauty with which Bhagavan Shankara explains comments to us is so wonderful. It's highly enchanting and fascinating. We are going to study. So, by the way, what is the question? Why so much of struggle to get Atmavidya? Answer is what? Tan moolam hi param shreya iti. Because the moksha, which is called Paramashreya, has in its mula as the root Atmavidya only. Means what? Only through Atmavidya, the Paramashreya of the Nitya Niratsya Nirantara Ananda comes. In the absence of Atmavidya, we are in Avidya. In the Avidya, we are born as Jiva. As a Jiva, we don't have the Paramashreya called moksha, but we only have the on the name of prayer, only the Bandhanam. So Jiva walking in the path of Preyo Marga is always in Bandhanam. Whereas Atma Anubhuti is Param Shreya Sthiti. So Atma Vidya alone has the Paramashreya Sthiti of Moksha, not the Avidya. Therefore, Atma Vidya is the only goal should be kept in us. And that goal alone gives us Paramashreya. When it is a Paramashreya giving ultimate goal, Atma Vidya, how beautifully, clearly we have to reach to it. If you have to reach to it, there should be no Vigna, Upasarga, disturbances. Therefore, try your best also and ask our Ishtadeva also to remove all the upasargas and vignas. That is why these mantras, Shanti mantras, Shamno Mitraha, Sahana Bhavatu, as well as Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this way, Avignena hi Atma Vidya Prapti hi Ashasyate, then Tan Moolam hi Param Shreya iti. In this way, this second Shanti mantra with the Shanti 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 also we have concluded. Now we enter into the avatarika of Bhagavan Adi Shankara for the second Brahma Ananda Valli. So, second Valli's name is Brahmananda Valli because it will reveal to us Brahma Tattva and it gives us the Brahmananda, Paramananda, Atmananda, Mokshananda. All the techniques, sadhanas, definitions, everything are covered here. We may not take that much time as we took for our Siksha Valli. Okay, today is a 202 day, those of do 6 months and above. So we will thoroughly study even the Brahmananda Valli, after that the Bhrugu also of this Upanishad. Luckily for us, Bhashyakara's guidance always is there. Om Atha Dvitiya Brahmananda Valli Atha Sri Shankara Bhagavat Padak Krutu Avatarika Upakramaha. So, his greatness, Bhagavan Shankara, it is his love, it is concern, his sincerity, that whenever a new Valli or even a new theme starts, he will tell the earlier one as a summary, synopsis, then he will tell the new one, then he establishes the connection between both of them and he connects the entire thing to the ultimate purpose of the Upanishad, which he connects with the purpose of the human evolution. He does in small, small word sentences only. But those who are tuned to Bhagavan Shankara, tuned to Upanishad Vidya, claim themselves to be purely Vedanta seekers. For them, through those small little looking word sentences only, all these great things are revealed. One will be able to understand. Like you are seeing nowadays, when you are studying Bhagavatam, how in each of the shloka, so many things are hidden. Bhagavan Krishna is revealing because we are loving to study this 11th skandha. We are not in a hurry to complete it. Bhagavan understood our genuineness, therefore he was kind enough to help us in understanding the intricacies. We are seeing it. I am enjoying my Bhagavad class evening. One shloka, 2 days we are studying. So too was the Ramayana. Great. So too also there the Upanishad. Bhagavan Shankara's kindness, compassion, genius is summarize what is said, tell what's going to be told, connection between these two, entire thing connected to the Upanishad, Upanishad to Brahma Vidya, Brahma Vidya to the human being's ultimate evolution, Jiva's ultimate evolution of the moksha. So we'll only read out this today. Tomorrow we'll start discussing on this. Yeah, he says, I'll just read it out. I am not going to explain even a little. Tomorrow we'll study because it needs a complete attention. The one paragraph of avatarika or upakrama or introduction. Totally one by one word we have to understand. I'll only read out as a beginning today. Om Ata Shri Adi Shankara Kruta Avatarika Upakramah Dvitiya Brahmananda Valli Krute Om I Samhita Adi Vishayani Karma Bihi Aviruddhani Upasanani Uktani Anantaram cha Antah Sopadhika Atma Darshanam Uktam Vyahruti Dvareణ Swarajya न च एतावता अशेषतः संसार बीजस्य उपमर्दनम् अस्ति अतः अशेष उपद्रव बीजस्य अज्ञानस्य निवृत्त्यर्थं विधूत सर्व उपाधि विशेष आत्मदर्शनार्थम् इदम् आरभ्यते. How beautiful, see that, so clear, few words, synopsis, it's called as summarizing, but it contains again the heavy load of information, and it helps us for refreshing ourselves for half an hour or so as to what we have studied, what we are going to study. Okay, now we'll just chant this first Prathama Anuvaka of the Brahmananda Valli and then conclude today. Om, just chant. Brahmavida apnoti param tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanamanantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman soshnute sarvan kaman saha soshnute sarvan कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरावः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. This is actually Sara essence Sangraha of the entire Upanishad. In this only the entire Brahma Vidya is there. So this is called in Vedanta language, especially Brahma Vidya Apnoti Param Tadesha Bhyukta Satyam Jnanantam Brahma. These two are called as Sutra Vakyas for the entire Upanishad. Then we will enjoy giving our time and interest while studying one by one word along with Bhashyam. Today we will conclude. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarunamasto. Thank you, friends. Let us do our Yoga Darshanam one more step today. We are slowly walking in that Yoga Darshanam for our clear understanding.